What is up, team? So in today's video, we're going to be having a look at Verasity, ranked 354. We're going to be talking about the super cycle price prediction in 2025 and where it could potentially go. So bear with me till the end of the video because we have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. And we're going to be having a look at some technical analysis on VRA, some price prediction where I think it's going to go, sneak peek real quick, and the Bitcoin and Dixie right here. Okay, so Bitcoin and Dixie have been correlating against each other. So we're going to be having a look at that and how that chart can affect VRA and crypto markets. So starting off with VRA real quick, currently ranked 354, 365,000 people on the watch list, guys. This thing keeps on growing. The community is very, very strong. I mean, I posted something on Twitter yesterday and I just got like 30 likes in a few minutes, and I wasn't even expecting this many likes. We're traded under cent, which is okay. Down 3% in the past 24 hours. Market cap of $65 million. Can VRA 100x, guys? $65 million. It is very, very, very low. We would need a market cap of $6.5 billion in order to 100x. So that's that. The circling supply is 10.34 billion. I think this is very, very doable. I think VRA can go to as high as $1 or even more. We're going to be having a look at that in just a second. Now, we got some FUD right here. People who are saying that VRA sucks. This guy probably sold at the all-time low, essentially. So that's that. I think VR is going to thrive in 2025, and that's about it. Let's have a look at this price prediction right here. Price analysis, and then we're going to be having a look at price prediction real quick, and then Bitcoin Dixie, because Bitcoin Dixie is something that you guys would want to stay for because you don't want to miss that. It's very, very interesting. Anyways, having a look at VRA, we do have this nice little double bottom right here that is happening or being supported, right? So can we essentially have this nice little breakout to under 110 to 0.08? If this holds, yes, in my opinion, we will. Now, we know that descending channels are very, very bullish, right? We know when we're in descending channel, we usually break to the upside, and when we're in an ascending channel, we usually break to the downside. So we're going to be having a look at 1 hour, daily, and then weekly time frame. We're going to be 1 hour for the short term, daily for the medium term, and then weekly for the longer term, okay? So this is it. Now, we do have a slight little support right here. If we do come back inside this horizontal area, I wouldn't be surprised if VRA comes all the way as low as 0.048 and retest these local lows right here. So that's that on VRA. We are a little bit oversold right here. As you guys can see, we peaked all the way to the 30, below 30 on the RSI, pop right back up, and right now we're just consolidating, as you guys can see, waiting for Bitcoin for the next big move, which I think will be very, very soon. So stay in this video because I will talk about something very interesting that could potentially affect VRA. Having a look at the daily time frame real quick on Verasity. So this is VRA, guys, on the daily time frame. If I have a look at the moving averages, we are coming back and retesting the exponential moving average. Now, we know the exponential moving average played a very, very big part in this cycle, right? We know ever since we broke down right here on April 10, 2022, we haven't been able to break above these EMA ribbons. We just have not been able to. They've been very, very strong. They've been acting as resistance. As you guys can see, we have 1, 2, okay, we got 3 right here, 4, and then we finally broke out of it and then came back down retesting. And now the question is are we gonna get a bounce right here? Because we know when we retest the EMA ribbon, we usually get a bounce. So right here we broke out, came back down, retested it, bounced back up, came back down, retested, broke back up. So we know that we're getting these bounces every time we're retesting. And now the question is this going to hold? Because we saw a massive wick right here coming down all the way to 0.059, which was essentially below these exponential moving average right here. Okay, these are the ribbons right here. It just flipped yellow. We know when the yellow flipped over the red, which is a 20 over 55, that is very, very bullish. And this is exactly what happened right here. The bulls came in strong. They came in aggressive. The buyers came in aggressive. Got rejected. Beautiful rejection right here. If I put in the support line, we have a resistance right here. As you guys can see, the closure was right here. Bunch of wicks right here, as you guys can see on the daily time frame. Let me take that out real quick. On the daily time frame, we got a bunch of wicks right here. So we got a rejected exactly at that region. Okay, so this level is definitely going to be an interesting and key level on the daily time frame for VRA. If we do close below this level, we might see potential downside, like I said, guys, to 0.0049. Another thing that I do want to talk about is the trend is your friend, guys. We know the trend is your friend until it bends. This was the VRA trend right here, okay? We kept bouncing on the trend line, as you guys can see, until we finally broke below it. Now, Now, we know when we break a trend line, that's usually a bearish sign. But because we have other things supporting us, like this support right here sitting at 0.059, then that doesn't mean we can't essentially come back up and essentially trend back above the trend line. Usually these could just be fake outs. We're gonna have to see what Bitcoin does essentially in the near future, but this could potentially be a fake out. This candle right here is pretty bearish, guys. I'm not gonna lie. If we end up closing the candle like this on the daily time frame, we should see more downwards action. But overall, guys, on VRA, I am very, very bullish in the long term on the weekly time frame. Of course, this was a nice little relief bounce right here that we saw. Nothing too crazy. Fifth Elliott wave, in my opinion. So if I take out the Elliott wave pattern, for those of you guys who don't know, it consists of fifth waves, right? So this is the first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave can be somewhere around there, maybe a little bit above 1 cent. We're gonna have to see. And then fifth wave coming all the way down and maybe potentially retesting this area right here. Okay, so this is my area that I'm going to be retesting and I'm going to be looking at. Of course, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin should be at $12,000 by the time VRA comes to this area. We're going to have to see. Guys, before anything, I am not a financial advisor, so always do your own research and due diligence. Don't start selling your VRA. I mean, even if VRA goes down and we lose another 70%, I'm not selling anything. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be ready to accumulate even if we go down 80%, because guess what? Elliott waves don't lie. And in my opinion, after that, we should see a massive, massive pump. So that's that for VRA. I think it has a lot of room for growth. Of course, we're going to see massive, massive amount of swings because it is a low market cap coin. But in my opinion, I believe in the team. I trust the team. I think that they have a very, very good team, very, very good projects and product. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, for the price prediction in 2025, before I get into Bitcoin and the Dixie chart, which is very important, which is something that everyone should see in my opinion, is this. VRA 2025. Before you say I am crazy, okay? Before you say I'm crazy, you guys need to understand what is market cap, okay? Market cap is essentially the price times the circulating supply. So a lot of people are saying, no way, it's going to $1. That's too high. That's too crazy. But guys, you forgot to understand that the ad industry, the click fraud ad industry that they said they are doing, is essentially supposed to solve like over $100 billion worth of click fraud. So $100 billion, which is a lot of money. So the market cap at $2, which is my price prediction for 2025, people are saying it could go to $10, which is very possible, but I'm trying to give a realistic goal. $2 price, market cap, $20 billion, supply 10.34, okay? $10.34 billion, 10.34, that is the total supply. That's how many tokens are currently in circulation right now. So market cap is pretty much the price times the supply equals the market cap, okay? Now 20 billion is not a lot. We saw a lot of these coins like Shiba, Doge, and Satima or whatever that coin was. We saw these coins go to 30, 40, 50 billion, market cap, which is really insane. Doge was close to $100 billion market cap, and this is just a meme coin. Now, VRA, the reason why I like it is, first of all, after we have the ads and the bot fraud that they're trying to solve and the proof of view and whatnot, there's obviously a lot more that I can't take out of my head. But besides that, there's a community. There's a very, very strong community behind VRA. So it's backed by a very strong community. People believe in this coin. People love this coin. This is not just some pump and dump coin. People love it. Some people are going to call it scam. Some people are going to call it $100. Some people can say whatever they want at the end of the day. This is backed. VRA is backed by a very, very strong community. And we know in crypto, without a community, there's nothing, right? Without a community, you can't hold. There's no base. You need a strong community. It doesn't matter what projects, NFT, crypto, tokens. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you don't have a strong community, your projects won't hold. And right now, the fact that VRA is a very, very strong community in a bear market says a lot. So assuming right now you put $1,000 divided by 0.0063, which is the price today, you would get $158,000. Okay, now assuming VRA does go to $2, you would make over $310,000 on a $1,000 investment, guys. That is a $1,000 investment. Now, assuming VRA, comes down lower, everything is great, and you're planning on investing, let's say $5,000, right? $5,000 divided by, let's say you average it at 0.07, because we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 months, right? That is 714,285 VRA. Now, if you do that times 2, which is the price of VRA, that is $1.4 million. Sorry, guys, not 14. You wish it was. I mean, 1.4 is still great, but that is $1.4 million. Do you guys understand the power of buying in bear markets? A lot of people say, how did these people, make millions in a bear market? How do these people, how do they have money? Well, in reality, it's not that they have money, it's that they accumulate in bear markets. They're not scared. They're not scared. And in my opinion, there's going to be crazy opportunity, because if I go back to VRA and we do come back down to, let's say, 0.001, right? And you average it down at, let's say, 0.05, right? So you would do divided by 0.05. Guys, that is 1 million VRA, okay? That is 1 million VRA that you could potentially accumulate in this bear market. And we're going to see some more downfall. I mean, there's no doubt. In the long term, I think we could go to $2. But, you know, in the immediate short term, I think we could see VRA coming down a little bit more. And that's about it. But this is my price prediction for 2025, guys. So going into Bitcoin and Dixie right here. So the Bitcoin and Dixie is very interesting, and something that they've been correlated. First of all, Bitcoin is in a massive falling rising wedge right here. Second of all, the Dixie was in a massive falling wedge that broke out. So we know rising wedge are bearish. We know falling wedges are bullish, right? So this is a Dixie pattern and this is a Bitcoin pattern. Now the interesting thing is that they've been following each other, okay? They've been falling against each other. Sorry, not with each other, against each other. We saw right here the Dixie peaking at 109, and we saw it falling down, right? Now, ever since the Dixie started falling out, Bitcoin started pumping right here. So Bitcoin, this is where it kind of bottomed on June 14. This was June 14 on the Dixie, and we essentially started pumping. And as you guys can see, we had a decline by Bitcoin, and we had that pump right here. And we had that nice little consolidation that Bitcoin is exactly doing, just the opposite direction, right? Now we're having a breakout. Now we know when the Dixie gets stronger, Bitcoin gets weaker. So risky assets such as stocks, crypto, gold will get weaker, right? So if Bitcoin does fall below this area right here, and we do come down below the rising wedge, we could see Bitcoin coming down at the start of the falling wedge, which is 19,222. If we do see that, we're obviously going to see the Dixie maybe double topping right here, and maybe we could see a double bottom. I don't think it's going to be a double bottom on Bitcoin, but maybe we could see a double top on the Dixie. We're going to have to see. I think that my price prediction for Dixie is 127. If this does happen, we're going to see risky assets such as Bitcoin, crypto, and stock market fall down and bleed extremely bad. So we're going to have to see how this plays out in the near future, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video tomorrow. Peace.